I was thinking about how it is that I can see all these things, and it's I guess the biggest misunderstanding is how I can see them, and then I show people, and some of them still cannot see this. So I'm trying to think of a way in which I can tell some of these stories and really simplify them to the bubble gum wrapper level. Yeah. So get your head out of that dark, bottomless pit and see some of the true stories here. Okay. Because it's kind of funny in a strange way. Um, so I think the best thing is for me to put some of them together as stories. Okay. So I'm going to do this because I have some good examples. For instance, scripturally, there's a time prior to the flood and so forth where there was different eating. Yes, they're vegetarian all the way for sure. I was even preferencing vegetarian diet before as well for some time, but I realized most of the health problems were coming from the poisons in those vegetables. Yeah, which is a little less the case with the animals with livers. Yeah, they filter out the poison for you. But where the story gets a little funnier is one of the enemies and her professing of the vegan diet. So this is the same person that actually tried to, you know, kill her child's father. And so she's of the opinion that people that eat meat will go to hell, and clearly she hasn't read the Bible. And if she had read the Bible, then she would also know that these things were changed. These are words spoken by God. They're not oops a daisy. Not so oops a daisy as someone who is wearing a Converse shirt. Okay, so it's interesting because the same day that I saw an image of her wearing a Converse shirt and the star is upside down. Well, some people don't even know what this means. It's an adjustment to where spirit is and where the material world and realm is. Yeah, it's upside down. So interesting that the left wing, right wing, which I keep saying to everyone, it's the same bird. Like you got the Republicans and the Democrats. Okay, democrats, demon rats. Yeah. So that wing is of death and flying to the same location, which is always in the darkness. Okay, so here they are, and the one has the star one way and the other one's got the star the other way. The weirdest part about all these things, I could see them a long time ago. I pointed to the truth and no one wanted to listen. So here's more truth for the vegan that thinks everyone else is going to hell. Your life depends on Jesus, okay? The belief in Jesus is most important. But you're a rebel now, are you? Okay, rebel as in speaking to the rebellious ways of the fallen, which are not rebellious, they're disobedient. Okay, and these are laws of God. So the grace was awarded because no one could seem to function properly and obey the laws of God. Okay, now interesting because here's the vegan that is wearing a Converse shirt. And I said to myself, does she not realize how silly that is? Just sitting around all these animals and I didn't need any animal today. Yeah, but I'm wearing my Converse shoes made of leather. The thing is, I can see the full story of everything, and it's so to the point where I'm like, why is it that the enemy can't see they're living in lies and disobedience and mistruths that are so easy to see, yet they can't, even when I point to it and I say, look, this is the obviousness. So the RCMP that's in charge of the organized crime, and now he's running organized crime. You don't see this as an issue? And RCMP, which is now RCM Pornhub, okay? Because they changed the name from Greek Mind, or Geek Mind, sorry. Funny, because there are some enemies in there that are Greek. But here's the thing. The RCMP to Pornhub, RCM Pornhub. Yeah, so the guy fights organized crime, now working with the other guy who is of the beast, and the beast is Israel. Okay, this is a man's name that the country was renamed to. Okay, but the system of the beast is absolute disobedience. They have been awarded mercy endless times. God has come down and said to them all, there is a new covenant. New is a word that also identifies the old as done, that Jesus has fulfilled the law. Here is also an interesting part of this story, is that this is a rabbi. And why is a rabbi owning a company? One of the owners, okay? So the RCMP, organized crime guy, yeah. And then also the Solomon, coincidentally, another name, okay? Also with a Star of David, which is also now the Star of Israel, which is not appropriate. But it is also the Star of, what was it, Rempram? Anyway, I don't know my demons, okay? I just know that they lie and they're deceptive, and everything they do is dark. So I remind everyone the best way forward is always to be true, to tell truth, to never lie, always be kind and loving. This is the way of God, and God is love, okay? So to the grace, the escape of they changed the name from Geek Mind to Ethical. Okay, so this is a company that is realigning Pornhub from pedos and, just darkness. It's all dark. And, as I did the article the other day to attest to the fact that they're selling more satanic Bibles and BDSM and pornography and tools of real serious bondage on Amazon. That's really what? Yeah. Stores of Satan. Yeah. The catocracy that runs the world. It's upside down. Anyway, it's all deceit. So I can put together some stories to show these things, which I have done many times. And the history of what I was showing, none of it's changed. So, time for you to change. Yeah, love, truth.